What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 50-80 Decks. I am Adam, and today we are talking about recolored quartz. I've been collecting cards now, I don't know, 5-6 months or so. It's a relatively short amount of time compared to a lot of you, I'm sure. But something that I've really noticed that has become pretty important to me in terms of buying a deck, not buying a deck, or just my general appreciation for it, is the colors of the quartz cards. I certainly really appreciate fully custom quartz when I think it takes a really special artist to be able to pull off really intricate, beautiful, consistent looking quartz in a fully custom sense, but I found that I really appreciate even just a simple recolor of the standard designed by Sculpt quartz. And to the point where it's even become something that I base whether or not I'll buy a deck on or not. There's so many good examples out there, so now when I see really well recolored quartz, when I see the standard quartz now, I just feel like there's just such an opportunity being missed there. And as you can tell from the thumbnail, I've got 5 particularly amazing examples, in my opinion, of recolored quartz. We've got the Squeezers V2 by Organic Playing Cards. We've got Sky Island by Svengali. We've got none other than SoCal Playing Cards by our buddy Henry over at SoCal Playing Cards. We've got the yellow Montbello Casino deck by Gemini. And last but not least, we've got the Mount Edition by Dealer's Grip. Now, a couple of these brands in particular, I think, the Gemini and Dealer's Grip, they recolor their quartz pretty often compared to Fontaine or anyone worldwide. No hate to them. I obviously have several of their decks. However, I'm at this point pretty over the standard colored quartz, and that's just kind of where I am in my taste and my collection habits these days. And it seems like in particular Gemini and Dealer's Grip, they both really focus on that as an aspect of the design that they put out in a lot of their cards, and I love them for that. So without any further ado, let's take a closer look at these beautifully recolored quartz. Getting to the quartz. How beautiful is that? I love that silver with the teal and the orange there. It's a really simple look, I think, but it's really, really stunning color combination. Here is the diamonds. So you can see pretty similar coloring there in terms of the actual implementation of it. Some decks have a little bit more variety in the way that they actually implement it, from suit to suit. Clubs. Just real simple, but real clean, real beautiful. And finally, the hearts. Again, gorgeous. I really love that color combination. The blue and teal, or I'm sorry, the teal and the orange obviously really work well together, and they just really took full advantage of that to create some really, really gorgeous quartz there. Well done, Svengali. That's Alex Pandroy and Edo Hong over there. So I think let's take a look at SoCal Playing Cards, our good buddy Henry over there. I'm super impressed with his design of this deck. I know he's super excited for it, but one other aspect, I know this is about recolored quartz, but I love a broken border. So Henry, you really checked all the boxes with this deck. I love a broken border, just to have a little bit more interesting fan. And check out these quartz. He took the theme from the back design with this color palette, implemented it perfectly in the quartz. And that's what I was talking about in the intro, where I really love when you see a color palette on the back design or the tuck box and that gets carried through the quartz. That seems like such an obvious design idea to me, so I love it when I see that well implemented, and it's kind of a bummer when you don't get that in a deck of cards. But Henry here really knocked it out of the park with this deck, I think for many reasons, but the custom quartz colors perhaps chief among them. It just makes the deck feel so much more cohesive when you have this kind of back design carried through the court colors. Really well done. And I love, again, really well done, Henry. I love what you've done here. Fantastic deck. Bravo. Next to OPC, good old organic playing card company. Everybody's a big fan, no doubt. Love the color combination here. The teal with a big bright pop of yellow. Look at that recolor. Beautiful. Even applies to the indices. And let's start with the hearts. Look at that. That is just beautiful. This is just a gorgeous deck. This kind of deck, I'll buy every single time. I love the care and the consideration and the extra effort to design not just a back design, but the courts. I mean, gorgeous, really well done. Onto the clubs. And the spades. And the diamonds. I love that also, I mean, aside from just the recoloring that organic playing cards does, I love how they have little aspects of like the lemon peel in his mouth there, the basket of lemons, holding a lemon there. So not only are they carrying through a theme from the back design to the colors, but they're also adding these little touches that make it even more of a cohesive theme and just a little bit more interesting. I love how organic playing cards does that. Really, really well done. And on to Gemini. They don't always recolor their courts, but when they do, right off the bat, you can see they recolored the suits and indices here. Great, great start. All right, start with the hearts. Look at how beautiful that is. I mean, it's a pretty simple recolor, but it's just so clean. I love the silver, the gray here, and then just the red and the yellow. Simple, but just even the simplicity of this, I think, is just so much more impressive than the standard court colors. There's your diamonds. So well done. I really appreciate Gemini when they do this. I love how the clubs here use this gray color for the suits and indices. Really cohesive in terms of bringing that into the actual court design itself. I mean, it's interesting, especially with Gemini. They do such a great job of this when they do decide to recolor the courts that I get so bummed when Gemini doesn't do that when they use their standard court colors. And last but not least, Mount Edition from Dealer's Grip. Boom, now this is just a little bit more bold, I think, but man, that is just gorgeous. I love the bright blue, and I'd again say this is kind of more of a orangish red, but that is just a beautiful court system. I love how Dealer Grip has done this, and like I said earlier, Dealer's Grip typically goes for a little bit more bold color combinations. They're a little bit more experimental in all their designs, and I really appreciate them for that. I love the effort that they go through to make it just a little bit more interesting. You open up a deck of cards, you flip to the courts, and you see something, boom, like this, bright teal, and just, you get, automatically, you're just impressed, and it's more interesting looking at a deck of cards that is truly unique. It's not just standard courts that you've seen 100 times. I really appreciate that extra attention to detail, the extra effort. Really well done. Well, there you have it. Those are 5 of my favorite recolored courts. And again, like I mentioned in the very beginning, in terms of brands that do a great job of this, I think Organic Playing Cards, OPC, almost always does a really great recolor on their courts. Gemini does a great job, although some of the decks that they drop, they do fully standard on what would otherwise be an amazing opportunity for recolor. So Gemini can be hit and miss, but for the most part, they do some really great ones. And again, Dealer's Grip, they also do some really interesting, I think a little bit more out there and bold kind of color combinations in their recolors. But definitely one of my favorites. So I think Organic Playing Cards, Gemini, the other's grip. I think they, so far as what I can tell, have some of the best recolored quartz out there. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, are there decks out there that have really great recolors that maybe I don't even know about that I should probably add to my collection? Do you prefer fully custom quartz, or do you not even mind the standard bicycles? For me, I really love a good recolor, and it actually drives which decks I'll decide to pick up or not. If it's standard, there's been a lot of decks that I've just passed on. Some of the recent ones from Gemini I've passed because it was a standard quartz on a really, really pretty back design color, and if that had been implemented in the quartz, it would have been a home run. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I really appreciate you checking this video out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.